I didn't just survive the dark, I became fluent in it. While they scrambled for exits and begged for dawn, I stayed. I didn't flinch. I let the void crawl over my skin and feed me silence until it roared louder than bombs. It didn't scare me. It sculpted me. See, while they needed comfort to function, I needed the war. While they waited on applause to breathe, I trained in the silence that cracked minds. I let the isolation peel me like an onion layer by delusional layer until I stood there, stripped bare, staring dead into my own damn soul. And it stared back, grinning, because what was left wasn't broken, it was unbreakable. They think pain breaks a person, but pain forged me. Every betrayal sharpened me. Every loss, fuel. Every lie told on my name, a new reason to go harder. I didn't rise in spite of the suffering, I rose because of it. While they cried for light, I learned to strike in the pitch black. I don't need the sun when I aim the eclipse. I don't need a map when the chaos is my compass. They wanted to see me crawl, but I walked through hell like I owned it. And maybe I do. They called it darkness. I call it home. They called me broken. I call it battle-hardened. They thought stripping me would destroy me, but I wasn't built on their validation, I was built on vengeance, silence, and the sick joy of proving every sorry soul dead wrong. You can't kill what was born from fire. You can't shake what made peace with pain. I didn't come back to be nice, I came back because this world made a monster out of me, and now it's going to learn what that costs. They wanted a puppet, something predictable, polished, pleasant, programmable. What they got instead was a walking contradiction, calm as a grave, loud as a bomb, and too damn aware to ever play dumb again. They don't understand what it means to be rebuilt by rage and refined by restraint. I don't react, I calculate. I don't explode, I evolve. Every setback they cheered for became another silent rep in the gym of my soul. I was never aiming to be liked, I was training to be legendary. See, most people heal to get back to normal. Me? I healed into something they can't touch. I'm not healed like flowers in bloom, I'm healed like scars that never forget. I'm not here for revenge, I am the consequence. They thought silence meant surrender. No, silence meant preparation. While they whispered about me, I was building. While they laughed, I was loading. While they slept sound in ignorance, I made peace with the war inside me. Now I don't need a reason. I am the reason. I was never meant to fit in. I was meant to fracture illusions, to rupture every fake smile and false loyalty like glass underfoot. They wanted me gone, erased, silent. But now I speak with presence. I move like prophecy. I walk in rooms and vibrations shift. They don't fear me because I'm loud, they fear me because I'm undeniable. I didn't crawl back. I clawed back with teeth bared and a smile that says, try me again. And if you think this version of me is dangerous, you should have killed me when I still cared. They should have buried me when I was begging for air, when my hands were shaking and my heart was cracked open like a vault. But they didn't. They left me alive, barely, and that was the last mistake they ever made. Because the version of me that crawled through that fire didn't come back with a prayer. It came back with a plan. They wanted me weak, soft, digestible. But the darkness didn't soften me, it sharpened every edge, turned every wound into a weapon, and now I cut with precision. I don't swing wild anymore. I aim straight for the jugular. They can keep their fake peace, their plastic lives, their hollow wins. I don't need validation from a world that chokes on its own lies. I watch them fold under the weight of opinions. I watch them sell their souls for claps from people who don't even care. Me, I took the hits. I took the silence. I swallowed the pain, and somewhere in that silence I upgraded. They were busy chasing comfort. I was in the dark making calculated chaos. Now, I walk with ghosts in my spine and fire in my lungs. I carry the lessons of every silent night like armor. They say I'm too much now, but where were they when I was not enough? They say I've changed, but what they really mean is I stopped tolerating their nonsense. I stopped waiting, stopped asking. I decided. And when someone like me decides, there's no apology, no warning, no reverse gear. So don't look for the old me. Don't hope for mercy. That version is dead. The new me? I don't just survive, I dominate. I don't just endure, I engineer storms. And if you hear thunder in the distance, don't run. Just know I'm coming. And I'm not asking for a seat at the table, I'm flipping the whole damn room. You think I came back to fit into the same small box that tried to crush me? Nah, I came back to set the whole system on fire. To torch every label they stuck on me like warnings too intense, too real, too much. Damn right I'm too much. Too much for the cowards. Too much for the liars. Too much for anyone who's only comfortable when they're in control. They tried to make me shrink, dim, behave. But I grew fangs instead. I didn't learn to play the game, I learned to rig it. Now I move like a storm with memory. Every betrayal logged. Every insult stored. I keep receipts in my blood and vengeance in my breath. I remember who turned their back when I needed them most. I remember who smiled while handing me knives. And no, I don't need revenge. I am the karma. I don't even have to lift a finger. My existence alone is their punishment. My silence is louder than their screams now, and my wins, they're just me speaking fluently in the language of they tried it. People say I changed like it's a bad thing. Like growth is a sin. Like becoming bulletproof is something to apologize for. But what they don't get is I didn't change. I returned. I came back as the original version of myself before the world tried to dilute me. Before they drained me, doubted me, discarded me. What you're looking at now isn't a reinvention. It's a resurrection. So yeah, keep watching, keep whispering, and keep praying I fall. But understand this, I was built in the fall. While you celebrate peaks, I live in the valleys. I thrive where others tap out. I don't chase peace, I command it. I don't chase love, I embody it. And power? I don't seek it, I am it. So when you see me walking like I own the road, it's not arrogance. It's remembrance. I remember every second of being underestimated, and I refuse to ever be that small again. They thought silence meant surrender, but I was just letting the noise pass, letting the weak reveal themselves, letting the fakes trip over their own performance. I wasn't hiding. I was watching, calculating, letting the storm inside me gather force. Because when I move, I don't move out of desperation, I move like destiny finally answering back. They built themselves on illusions. I built myself on scar tissue and self-truth. And when that's your foundation, you don't shake, you don't bend, You break others without flinching. I don't need crowds. I don't need permission. I don't need someone's fragile version of who they thought I should be. I walk with the kind of power that makes people uncomfortable, not because I'm dangerous, but because I remind them of everything they ran from. I remind them of what it looks like to not need them, to not be fueled by pity or praise. I'm self-made, self-fed, self-lit. They put me in a box, and I built a throne inside it. Now I rule from the same place they left me to rot. That's not revenge. That's balance. They love to label you cold when you stop warming people who handed you frostbite. They'll call you a villain the second you start protecting your peace with boundaries sharp enough to bleed their egos. Let them talk. Let them speculate. I'm not here to be understood. I'm here to be undeniable. And when your very existence disrupts their fake comfort, that's when you know you're doing it right. So no, I'm not bitter, I'm better. I'm not angry, I'm awake. I don't hold grudges, I carry blueprints. I don't seek war, but I don't run from it either. And the next time someone asks me to go back to who I used to be, I'll laugh. Because that version of me begged for peace. This one delivers the warning, with no apologies, no hesitation, no mercy. Like, comment, and subscribe.